Alright, welcome back to your first Chrono Trigger speedrun. We just took out Black Tyranno and lavas came down from above, and now we're gonna go up to this crater that he left behind and find a portal. It'll take us to the Kingdom of Zeal. So this is kind of a quick trip. We're not gonna be seeing a lot of stuff, just a couple things. We just want to advance the story as fast as we can. Alright, first things first, taking the portals up to Zeal, up to the Magic Kingdom. You're going to ignore this first island. We don't want to go to Anasia at all. Back to the ground. And then back up. Okay. We are going to stop in Kajar. I like to come up and to the right. And into this room with the green carpet. And you just want to come to this area right here, and you'll see there's a marker here. And that gets us a speed capsule. That's it. If you do choose to come this way, I just want to make a note. You don't want to get healed on this thing. Right now our health is really low from Black Tyranno, although Luca's a little high still. And so we want to stay low health, and you'll see why shortly. Going up to the palace. And we're going straight to Scala's room. So up here, it's basically upper right corner. Take the right door. Turbo through the dialogue. Scala's gonna get called away. And we're gonna follow her. Now, when you come up here, you don't have to interact with Scala, you don't have to interact with the door. You just have to go up and see her open the door with her pendant. And then from there, we can leave. And then you can come over here. Fun fact, usually you would have to talk to this noob so he'll move out of the way. Because Chrono's hitbox is much smaller, we can kind of just move behind him and just completely bypass him. I'm gonna come up here and touch confirm here on the man machine. Charge the pendant. And then we're gonna go back and open the door. Alright, you're gonna come in here. Turbo until you see the golem. And then you wanna catch auto battle fast here. Although he should auto do his little thing there. But you saw how fast I got into Chrono's menu there. We wanna do a wind slash, but don't auto battle. This will change him to lightning. And that will kill everybody a lot faster. So that's why we wanted to stay low health as well, is so we could all die faster on that fight. Here, enjoy a nice another break. We're going to toggle turbo here. Scala's going to break us out. The Prophet's going to come and make her send us away. We're going to have a revelation about where we should go next. And that is going to be in the future in the sewers. And of course, on the speedrun, we didn't actually go there, but the game assumes you went there. And so it kind of says, hey, do you remember when we went there? And so anyways, that's where we're going to end up going. But first, we've got a trip to make. Now that we have this pendant charged up, we can hit a bunch of sealed chests, some sealed doors. That's what you would usually do on a casual run. But for the speedrun, we're mostly concerned with getting a new sword for Chrono that is like really good. So we're going to do that first thing. Here comes the flashback. Remember that place we went after we went through the sewers? The old guy was there. Yeah, we didn't. Spoiler, we didn't go there. All right, so once you have control, you're just gonna leave, and then you'll find the dactyls parked down here. We're just gonna dactyl over to our regular spot to go back to the end of time. And you'll find that there's less skips in here. There's still those guys at the beginning, and there's still these guys. But other than that, you have less mobs to skip there. Okay, and like I said before, we're not going to go directly to the future yet. We're going to go back to Medina Village where Melchior is. Okay, and then we're going to come up to this blue pyramid situation. So if you didn't know, this blue pyramid is also a sealed chest-like area. So we like to come in here and toggle turbo. You're gonna have two choices on chests here. One is a helm that does really good physical defense. And the other is a super awesome sword that does a lot of damage and also gives Chrono speed, more speed. So because of that, we're going to take the sword. So if you do interact here and you are toggle turboing, make sure to turn toggle turbo off before you come up here, just in case. Mind you, if you did pick the wrong thing, you could just Alt F4 out and the autosave would bring you back to here. But then you have to rewatch that dialogue again. So we're coming up for the right one. The swallow is the sword. This mid-ether is really easy to grab, so I tend to grab it. All right, and then we're gonna do a quick little equipment menu here. Do they have the equipment menu here? I guess they do it. The notes say to do it before. The notes say to do it before the sewers. I tend to do it right here because we just got the sword and we're all 1 health, and it just makes me feel better to do the menu here because of that. So I'm gonna come in, equipment, new sword, headband for speed. Now Chrono's max speed. If you see the 2 stars there, we're just gonna come out, back in, shelter, come out, back in, and then settings. If you did battle speed 1 for Black Tyranno, you'd want to change it to 2 here, or even 3 or 4 if that's more comfortable. I tend to stick with 2. We're coming up on Mud Imp, and we're going to cover the Mud Imp fight on this video, and you do not want to do Mud Imp on battle speed 1. I can just tell you this now. Do not do Mud Imp on battle speed 1. Even 2 is pretty tight, but it's very, very doable. So, but yeah, feel free to use 3 or 4 as there as well. Okay, so we're coming to the future, which is the middle portal. Unfortunately, we don't have the portal that goes to the left side. And so, left side of the future continent. So we do have to come through this way. And this, if you remember right, if you, I was showing you how to do these encounters, but because we triggered these encounters, we don't have to do anything about them now. But usually you'd want to walk through here to avoid them once again. And as you can see, we're on the right side of the continent. So we've got to walk all the way across this ruins here. You don't, I think it's faster to walk instead of race Johnny again. And we are gonna escape 2 fights along the way and skip 1. Also, fun fact, if you like me like to do the menu before like back there, you'll notice here that Chrono has a purple sword. That is the new sword. If for whatever reason between now and Giga Gia you notice Chrono doesn't have a purple sword, you'll want to check your menu. He needs to have the swallow equipped, and it's a rite of passage, I feel like, to have a runner try to do Giga Gia with the swallow, or no, with the slasher instead of the swallow. It is not going to go well. So yeah, just make sure it's a purple sword when you're escaping, you're just kind of observing, just notice like, oh yeah, he's got a purple sword, good. All right, this one again, this is another weird one where it's like, it feels like you're moving closer to the mobs to skip them, but that is the way you skip them. You want to go around them that way. Here we're just gonna diagonal down and leave the zone. And we're going straight to the sewers. Sewers are gonna have a fight right here. Just auto battle it. Should note that the mobs in here are very low level because you were supposed to have come here much earlier in the game, and so we are pretty overpowered for here right now. There is this cutscene with the frogs here, as well as when you come down here, Luca and Ayla will be like, I don't like this place, it's scary. Okay, and then of course, we all know these things are not real, do not interact with any of these. Fun fact, you can just walk right through the cheese as long as you aren't hitting A. And then just avoid everything else, including that fake save point. Okay, when you come up through here, you want to kind of hold left. If you do it too late, you will hit these extra guys. And then of course you want to turn this switch on, which is right here, which will get you over here. Now, when you're coming down through here, there's an encounter. Not an encounter. There's a cutscene here. There's a couple more of these cutscenes where the frogs are like talking, like, "Oh no, what do we do?" And then like it's trying to show you like how to use certain switches or that kind of stuff. But we don't want to see that stuff. So when you're coming down here, hold down and right. And you'll avoid that cutscene. Right here. So this is what I'm talking about. Here's the little frogs, and they're talking. They're talking about how to hit certain switches and stuff. But yeah, obviously a big delay, so we don't want to do that. So yeah, down and right coming out of that doorway. Coming up to Crawley, this is the boss of the zone. His health is he's only got 500 hit points. You can hit him with Flame Kick, you can hit him with Fire Sword, you can hit him with Thunder Chomp. I like to hit him with Fire Sword. Partially because Chrono is the first one to get ATB. And so you could do Thunder Chomp or Fire Sword. I think Fire Sword is a faster animation, but it also sets Fire Sword on Chrono for some upcoming fights. So that's why I like to do Fire Sword. But yeah, that will overpower and kill the boss of this zone. Fun fact also, if you end up auto-battling this fight, if someone crits, it will kill. Actually, I should say, I think maybe it's only Chrono or Ayla. If Chrono or Ayla crit, it will kill for an auto battle. But if they don't, you lose some time and he'll sit there and he'll do his first move, which is to send someone's health down to one health. So then you have to end up healing them. You know, it's time loss. So the ideal thing is grabbing Chrono's tech menu real quick and hitting Fire Sword. We like to come down through here. Now, you do want to follow this corner like this because there's another frog cutscene here otherwise, so just FYI. And then we're leaving the zone. Go down to the Keeper's Dome. We're going to bypass the new completely. Open this door. I like to toggle turbo here. And we're just going to kind of walk through and look at these like fake capsules. And as Balthasar kind of tells us what he built. And then, of course, we get our time machine. You'll come up here, get a text box, you'll get the party back. Casual players are often like, well, what do I do? I can't get into it. Well, all you gotta do is try to leave the room. And the new will show up at how you get into the landing gear, basically, or how you get into the thing. He'll tell you about it, and then you'll immediately have to name. After he goes to sleep here, the next time you talk to him, you'll have to name the epoch. So just be ready for our regular naming situation. One text box, into it, and then we're into the epoch. Take off, and we're going straight to Antiquity. There is a cutscene here that we're going to skip, so get ready to mash cancel. Mash cancel, and then hold turbo for any dialogue here. And then we're back to Antiquity, where they tried to kick us out. So this time, if you came over here, you would see that the portals are locked, but we know that, obviously, and so we're just going to go to the left instead. Up to this little hut. And then we're going to get ready for Mud Imp. Mud Imp is one of the most frustrating bosses in the world, in the run, next to Lavos, I think. You're going to come down the ladders. No worries about the save point. You're going to come down here, immediately come down to here and grab the strength capsule. We're going to use that on Ayla later. But for now, we're going to come up here. We got 2 sets of mud beasts to fight. This is where the fire sword came in. So if we have fire sword set here, we're already kind of ready. Auto battle off, fire sword. You want to try to target, you want to hit right and target the right one. You don't have to do this, but if you can do this fast enough, then neither one will be able to hit you before you get everything off. So just an ideal case. So we'll fire sword. While that's happening, Ayla's got a Roundolio kick. Make sure you hit the same one, and that will kill. Now it's all set, so you can mash or turbo. When turboing some of these, just be careful because Luca's ATB is slower, so you might turbo it too fast and she's not ready and you'll just sit there. So I like to mash in some of those cases instead. One more fight just like that. See, that's why there I turboed it. So yeah, mashing sometimes, because of the delay with the mashing, it sometimes works a little better. Oh, there's an auto battle. Auto battle mistake. Easy to do. Just reset it. All right. Now we're ready for Mud Imp. Now, if you got hit, you might want to heal. Not required. But like I said, Mud Imp is a huge pain in the ass. I can say that, right? Yeah, huge pain in the ass. So, what's gonna happen? Mud Imp has two beasts, a blue one and an orange one. They are weak to... I forget if they're weak to the element of the color they are, or if it's the other way around. Doesn't matter. We're not killing the blue beast, but the idea, they want you to kill the blue beast first. We're just going to try to kill Mud Imp without doing that. How are we going to do that? We're going to put everybody to sleep. Mud Imp doesn't go to sleep. But the key is having the blue one go to sleep. Because right now, if you don't put them to sleep and you attack Mud Imp, they will do a horrible counterattack, and it really sucks. So we'll put the blue one. We'll put the blue and the orange beast to sleep, and we'll start doing lightning and flame kick on Mud Imp. It's not the default. Target. So make sure you're targeting correctly. And if he wakes up the orange one, that's fine, and he might attack you. He might put you to sleep. He might do stuff like that. If he puts Chrono to sleep, Ayla can kiss, and then Luca can use her turn to fire. Because kiss not only heals, but it also does a panacea. If Ayla goes to sleep, use a panacea on her. If Mud Imp throws rocks, that's fine. Like I said, if he wakes up the orange one and the orange one hits you, that's fine. Chrono becomes kind of healer because he's only doing 70-ish damage with lightning. And Flame Kick does a lot more. So yeah, so basically you have to alternate between healing and lightning on Chrono. So Chrono mid potions and then a lightning. And then you're just trying to hit those Flame Kicks out as good as you can. Now, if he wakes up the blue one, bad things happen. Put it back to sleep. Put it back to sleep. Because anytime you hit him with the blue one awake, you get really bad counterattacks. The bad thing is, something I've learned is if he starts waking up the blue one, he will continue to wake up the blue one because he's a fucking asshole. So just know that that's like worst case scenario is like, oh shit, he's waking up the blue one. We've got to keep it to sleep, but you're probably gonna have a rough time. So ideally we kill him fast, and we don't have to worry about any of that. Let's see how he's feeling today. There's one text box when we start. All right, first thing's Hypno Wave. Okay, blue one's to sleep. Gonna lightning. Flame kick. Chrono's gonna start healing Luca already. Okay, flame kick. Lightning. Flame kick. Going back to heal on Chrono. Flame kick, lightning. Alright, I'm gonna heal Ayla. Being fairly conservative. Oh, they made him go to sleep. That's annoying. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh, he woke up the blue one. Okay, this is where things get bad, friends. Alright, we're gonna kiss. We're gonna Hypno Wave. And hope he's not a complete dick. Okay, Hypno Wave didn't land, but you can see what kind of shit happens. And then he also heals like that. It's not good. Alright. Dude, I can't catch a break here. Come on. Okay, that's the other counterattack you can do. Okay, they're finally back to sleep again. He's putting her to sleep. Kiss and lightning. Lightning, we need to send this thing home before he does too much more damage. Flame kick. There we go. Yeah, that was a pretty painful Mud Imp, so it was a great example for y'all. Sometimes you can have a good Mud Imp, sometimes you can have a really bad one. I'm used to doing it on Battle Speed 2. Don't do it on Battle Speed 1, but definitely suggest Battle Speed 3 or 4 when you're first learning. Okay, before we go any further, we are... Yeah, we should do a menu here. So, okay, we'll do this menu. We're gonna equipment. We're gonna put the Berserker on Chrono. Tap, tap. Berserker on Ayla. And then remember that strength capsule we got? Don't confuse it with the speed one. That comes later. But the strength capsule goes to Ayla. There's a reasoning behind that. We're gonna go up here, and we're going to try to kill a rebel. This rebel here. These rebels give 100 TP, but you can only attack. You can't use your techs, and they're really hard to hit. And so unless you crit or you get lucky, they can potentially run away. About 5 turns in, I think they run away. So yeah, let's see what we got today. Yeah, the basic idea there is that by giving Ayla the strength capsule, I think that allows her to kill it by hitting it twice. And then if Chrono or Ayla crit, it will automatically die. So. But if you saw in the tech menus that came up, we just got a super powerful attack called Falcon Strike that is a dual tech for Chrono and Ayla. So we're going to be using that real soon. Okay, there's a skip coming up here. You just want to hug this wall here around that way. So I want to say, yeah, it's like right here. So you really have to hug this wall here. Just really hug that wall right. Now, if that rebel runs away, there's one right here. So it's a nice little backup to grab. And then we're gonna, they're still in Berserker, but we're gonna take this fight, and they should die just from 2 hits here. Okay, and then we're gonna do a menu. So this menu is like one of the weirder menus, but you kind of get used to the rhythm of it. So Chrono is going to Power Scarf. Luca's going to Sight Scope, which is all the way at the bottom. Ayla's going to Headband, which is at the top. Frog is going to Silver Ear. Sorry, Berserker Ring should be at the top. But I must have messed up my menu. So ideally, Berserker Ring's at the top. Anyways, Frog's going back to Berserker Ring. And then Robo's going to Speed Belt, which should be at the bottom. So you get used to that kind of muscle memory. But that's the menu. No shelters, none of that. We're just changing some equipment up right there and taking Berserkers off. Alright, we're going to come up around here. No encounters to worry about. We're coming through here diagonally. I think there's some encounters up to the left, so don't stray too far up there. Now here's another encounter skip. We're gonna kind of come around that edge. So yeah, there's definitely an encounter like over here somewhere. Yeah, okay. And we don't want it. So yeah, the key there is as you come off this, kind of go hold up to the right, then right and down. This one we can't skip, so we just take it and we escape it. And then we're gonna take this next one and we're gonna use Falcon Strike. It's pretty easy. Auto battle off, down to tech, down to Falcon Strike. It's gonna target these two by default, but if you hit left on the D-pad, you'll target all four. And then we're on it. I was a little slow there, and so they got a couple attacks off, but that's fine. Gonna grab this. This is a barrier sphere, which we used one of these for Magus already, if you remember. We're gonna use this later for Son of Sun. So very much needed for Son of Sun. Coming up here diagonally, we're just gonna escape from these guys. And we're just making our way. We're gonna ignore that rubble. We're gonna you have to take this fight. Do not escape this fight. They might, if they get an attack off, they might take somebody down to 1 health. But, you know, that's fine. We're gonna shelter right after this, so that's totally fine. Fun fact here, for the longest time, I would escape this fight, because you can. And I'd wonder later why Luca didn't have enough tech points in the Ocean Palace. We'll get to that later, but there's a point where you're trying to make sure Luca gets Fire 2 before you switch to Robo. And I would have to do an extra fight there, and I was like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And it's because I was escaping this fight. So yeah, again, it's important which fights you take and which ones you escape from for tech point routing. Shelter here. Again, Battle State 3 or 4 is good for Giga. I like 2. 2's pretty risky. We can also do 1 here. Not recommended as a newbie, that's for sure. And I don't even do it on my manip route because of how the ATB comes out. With the manip that I have set for this, you can't do Battle Speed 1 or you get owned. So I'm just used to doing Battle Speed 2 here. It's totally fine. All right, grab the time hat. We're not going to use it. We're going to sell it later. It's important. We're going to ignore that chest, but we are coming down here to get this magic capsule. Then we're coming up to Giga right on the next screen. So Giga is a very scary fight because he opens up with 2 AoEs that takes us down to low health. And if he gets another turn, you're dead. Like that's how scary that can be. So we're gonna get Chrono's ATB. We're gonna hold the auto battle for animations as much as we can until we get Ayla's ATB as well. And we're gonna hit Falcon Strike on the arms. It takes 2 Falcon Strikes to kill the arms. So you want to hit it from Chrono, and then as soon as possible you want to get into Ayla's tech menu and hit it from Ayla. And Luca's just kind of hanging out there. She can auto battle. You can just like ignore her ATB, whatever's more comfortable. But as soon as the 2 Falcon Strikes kill the hands, the arms, then you can start Falcon Striking the main body. And since Luca's just kind of chilling there, you can actually have her do Napalm on her turns when you're doing Falcon Strikes on the body. Now, after about 3 or 4, depending how fast you are, Falcon Strikes, he will revive the arms. And if you aren't ready, or if you just hit the body and you don't have your ATB yet, you can die right there. So just forewarning. So yeah, just be ready to Falcon Strike the arms one more time. Thankfully, it only takes 1 time to kill when he revives them. And then continue Falcon Striking and Napalming the body till he's dead. There can be a third revival of the arms of the hands. So if you wanted to like be safe about it, you could kill the arms a third time. But usually by then, it's just like 1 or 2 more hits to the head, so you're just hoping it kills and you don't have to worry about it. But if you're wrong, that's where you can die, so FYI. Alright, we're gonna do this again. Or not again, we're doing this for the first time. Again, another one of those fights, if you have auto battle on and you keep it on, you're probably dead. Alright, so here we got Chrono and Ayla's ATB. So we can Falcon Strike the arms right away. And then prepare to get right into Ayla's menu. It has to be Ayla here, because you're going to be mashing back into these things like so fast, and Ayla's going to get there first. So you want to, on the second Falcon Strike to the hands, you want it to be Ayla. We're going to hit that. We're going to go into Lucas. We're going to do a napalm. And then you can kind of turbo. You go up to like turbo, auto battle until like Chrono and Luca and Ayla all line up. But I like to count, so that was like 2 Falcon Strikes. This is 3. Okay, this is 4. This is cutting it close. Okay. Okay, as you see, we got in there. Kill the arms. Napalm. Back to turboing. You can turbo, you can mash, whatever's easier. But yeah, if you can try to get 3 or 4 hits on the body before he brings the arms back, you'll be in good shape. On Battle Speed 2, I feel like getting 3 before the hands reset is very doable. It's a little tougher to get 4 in. But yeah, that's Giga Gia. And I think that's it for this portion of the video. So when we come back, we can jump right into Dalton and into the Ocean Palace. See you then.